Hello and welcome. This is Vince of vinceprep.com with an exciting update. I'm teaching improv again. I started off in college. People ask me, what did you major in at Stanford, Vince? Technically, the diploma behind my head, I have a liberal arts degree in history, BA in history, but actually I majored in this person right here, Patricia Ryan Madson. This little book has been translated into 9 languages. It's sold 100,000 copies around the world. She started the Stanford Improvisers. I was one of the early members. I was the first education director. This woman changed my life, and as a tribute to her, I'm going to be teaching with her at Stanford this winter, and then I'm also starting to teach my own improv classes with her blessing and support, utilizing the tools and tips from her book. I have different offerings. I'm teaching improv for adults. Why is that useful? A lot of my clients for the last 20 years are trying to get into graduate schools and pass interviews for admissions or jobs or internships, and unexpected things happen at interviews, and improv is a fundamentally valuable tool because it helps you prepare for the unexpected and handle it with a positive attitude, thinking quickly on your feet. I hesitate sometimes to say I teach improv because people think that I am teaching comedy. This isn't comedy. It's often funny, but comedy can be the effect, but it's not the purpose. The purpose is listening, staying calm, staying positive, thinking on your feet, forgiving yourself for making small mistakes, and moving forward towards a goal. So for adults, it can be useful for passing an interview, for example, or for just collaborating with a group. I also have entrepreneurs in my classes who have to stand in front of potential funders, sometimes in a foreign language, and defend their product service offering, and get really challenged with questions that they had never anticipated. How are you going to do that? Well, improv, the tools of improv, the games that we play are super useful. This book is read at business schools around the world and other graduate school programs. And these lessons, I am convinced, help people because they help me. I'm quite shy in some ways. I can be extroverted, as I am right now, talking to strangers on the web. I can also be quite introverted. I need a lot of time to recharge my batteries. A lot of my clients are also on that sort of spectrum of sometimes more introverted than extroverted. So improv is also super helpful for folks like us who do have a bit of social anxiety, especially public speaking. I can't think of a single person who doesn't get at least a little bit nervous, if not completely terrified, to talk in front of a group, even online, even in a Zoom call, let alone a webinar or an onstage TED Talk, etc. I do improv for families. The benefit there is that you can bond with your kids and your spouse or your partner. Again, the same games, the same storytelling techniques, and the purpose there is to learn how to communicate as a family in a positive way. When I was raising my son, who's now 17, I used improv tips and tricks and games all the time to make him feel comfortable, spontaneous, creative, confident. So I do it for individuals, adults, I do it with families, and I also taught lots of kids, students of all ages. In elementary school a little bit, middle school a lot. I was a middle school teacher in my first career, and I did a lot of improv, both official stuff and also unofficial, just in my classroom. One of the principles of improv that I love the most is this concept of shared control. I'll talk about that in a later video. This one's getting long, but just to clarify, I can offer this service to adults, families, and kids, middle school, high school, or even college students. So I've been doing this for more than 30 years. Just thinking more than 30 years. I met Patricia in 1988, which is amazing. So I'm confident I do it well. as good or better than anyone else. Lots of people are teaching improv these days. It is such a useful skill coming out of the pandemic, getting back into real life. Get in touch. There's a contact button on my website. You can contact me and I'll happily set up a class for you or your group. I offer them usually in the fall, also in the spring, and I can also do a custom course. Classes are usually 5 lessons, but I can do as few as 3 or as many as 8 or even 10 weeks. And at the moment I'm doing them on Zoom, but I don't have a space. I'm working from home these days, but if you have space, I'll be in California in the winter. As I said, I can come and do it with your group in a space if you have one. And also here in Tokyo, Japan, if you have a space at your corporation or schools. I've done corporate training. I've trained faculty on campus. All right, I am going to sign off for now. Thanks as always for watching, and subscribe for the latest updates. I can't wait to share this with you. Stay in touch and best of luck with everything you're doing. Bye for now.